What's going on? Welcome to the video. No, welcome to the video. Why the f am I saying that? If you missed the last video, we did an entire... What's going on, guys? Welcome back if you're returning to the channel.
That was odd.
That was weird. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we are talking about macronutrients and specifically how to calculate your macronutrients for fat loss. Really quickly, if you missed the video on how to calculate your calories for fat loss, it's going to help you understand this way better. So the link to that is in the description. Watch it first, this second. Either way, watch them both because they're very, very helpful. I'm gonna give you a brief introduction into what we're gonna cover in today's video, and then we're gonna dive into it. So first, we got 6 Tri-Wizard champions. We're gonna announce the 6 people who won a free month in the inner circle. Then we're gonna talk about what is the difference between tracking calories and macros. It was probably the biggest question we got in regard to tracking macros. What's the difference between calories and macros? Why would you track one, not the other? We're gonna talk about that. And as part of that, we're gonna give you the hierarchy of them. I'm gonna go more in depth into this so you get a full understanding of it. Then gonna break down each of the macronutrients, tell you how each one works, how many calories are in each one, so you get a better, fuller understanding of how to calculate them. Then we're gonna swipe this all over, we're gonna erase this whole thing, and we're gonna give you a full-on example, just show you outright how to track your calories. And basically, we're gonna use a 150-pound hippogriff so that we can give you a full-on example of if you're 150 pounds, doesn't matter if you're a hippogriff, doesn't matter if you're a house elf, doesn't matter if you're a goblin, a werewolf, whatever you are, we're gonna use a hippogriff for this example and show you how to calculate your macros for fat loss. So with all that being said, if you like this video, which I don't know why you would already because I haven't said anything, but give it a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe, make sure you do. Hit the bell to get notified when another video comes out. Let's dive in. All right, so we're now seeing these 6 Tri-Wizard champion winners who won a free month in the inner circle. As announced in the last episode of No Bullshit Fitness News, we have Vanessa S, Sean W, Lucy L, Cynthia M, Cliff R, and Ali H. Huge congratulations to each of you. 3 of you already inner circle members, 3 of you brand new. Super excited to have you. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you email me, as I said in the comment to you. Otherwise, let's get into the macros. All right, so what is the difference between tracking calories and tracking macros? It's actually way simpler and easier to understand than a lot of people would have you believe. So I'm gonna try and make this as quick and simple and concise as possible. Calories, first and foremost, they're just a unit of measurement. That's all it is. In the same way that a mile measures distance. It doesn't matter if the mile is on pavement, or if the mile is on sand, or if the mile is on water, or if the mile is in a forest. A mile is always a mile. It might take you longer to run a mile on sand than it would on pavement, but the distance is the exact same. That's how calories work. That's why it doesn't matter if you have 100 calories from a donut or 100 calories from steak or 100 calories from an apple. It's still 100 calories. It's just measuring how much energy is in that food. The difference is the nutrient composition. In this case, the macronutrient composition. And we're talking about macronutrients, we're talking about protein, we're talking about carbs, and we're talking about fat. These are the 3 major macronutrients. If we're looking at 100 calories of a donut versus 100 calories of chicken, the macronutrient profile will change. A donut is going to have way more carbs and fats, and chicken will have way more protein. But 100 calories is always 100 calories. And this is where a lot of people completely blow things out of proportion. Like, well, obviously 100 calories in a donut would be less healthy than 100 calories in chicken. Well, the calories are the same because it's just measuring how many calories are there. If you're looking into the actual macronutrient composition and the actual health of the food, the nutrient composition of that food, then of course, you'd probably want a grilled chicken salad over a Boston cream donut because the grilled chicken salad would have more protein, a lot more vitamins and minerals. It would keep you fuller longer. I mean, granted, the Boston cream pie donut would taste fucking delicious. I'd probably rather that, and maybe from an if it fits your macros flexible dieting perspective, it might be really good for someone to have a little break from their diet. And this is where there are no good foods and bad foods. It's understanding that total calories are most important. Point being, when you're tracking calories, you're tracking one number. When you're tracking macronutrients, you're tracking 3. And this is where a lot of people are like, okay, they can start to understand it. And this is why for me, when I'm trying to lose fat, or I have inner circle members or clients trying to lose fat, I'd rather just have them focus on one number, the calories, because as you know, and as I've said before, like in the how to track your calories for fat loss video, link in the description, watch it, super important. The only way to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit, period, end of story. Just like the only way to gain muscle is to be in a calorie surplus. The only way you will lose fat, regardless of the macronutrient composition of the food, is to be in a calorie deficit. So for me, just track your calories and also track your protein. Protein is really important because number one, protein is the only macronutrient, right? So the only one of these three, proteins, carbs, fats, it's the only one that can help build and or maintain your muscle mass, which is really important. When you're losing fat, you want to keep your muscle mass as high as possible, to keep your metabolism high, to keep you full, to keep your strength up. You don't want your muscle mass to go down. So by keeping track of your calories and keeping track of your protein, that's really all you need. But some people, they like to keep more track of more numbers. They're more number-driven people. I suck at math. I'd rather have fewer numbers. But if you like keeping track of more numbers, you like being a little bit more specific, then you can track your proteins, your carbs, and your fat. It's all gonna come back to the same thing. Tracking your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, it will lead up to your total number of calories. So whether you're only tracking your calories and your protein or you're tracking your macros, it's doing the same exact thing. That's what's really important to understand. Whether you're tracking your calories or you're tracking your macros, same thing, different way of manipulating the numbers. And that's what's important to understand. Now, I'm not gonna go into it in this video. If you want more of a micronutrient, vitamins, and minerals video, let me know in the comment section. You have calories up top. Under your calories, you have your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. Under your which are your macronutrients. Under those, you have your micronutrients, your vitamins, and your minerals. Under those, we have the sorcerer's stone. And basically, I just had a blank spot there. I was like, what am I gonna put? Obviously, your sorcerer's stone would go there because that's really the king of it all. That's the Dumbledore of nutrients, right? Your sorcerer's stone, okay? So calories, macros, micros, sorcerer's stone. Now let's get into the actual composition of your macros. For the macros, we've got protein, carbs, fats, and alcohol. I'm gonna explain alcohol at the end. Protein is 4 calories per gram. Carbs are also 4 calories per gram. This is where people are like, well, all calories are not created equal. No, all calories are created equal. The macronutrients are not created equal, right? So even though they're equal in terms of total energy, the benefits that you get from them are very different. Protein is gonna help you build and maintain muscle, help with strength, help you get fuller. So obviously, that's one of the reasons why we want a higher protein intake, so that you can stay more full and build more muscle and get stronger. Carbs aren't really gonna help with that. Carbs do help with energy. And a lot of times they do also help with hormonal regulation. Having more carbs, especially on days that you work out, can be beneficial because you're gonna have more energy to be able to lift. Now, if you're practicing the ketogenic diet and you don't wanna eat carbs, that's totally fine. I'm not saying you have to. Personally, I really like carbs. I think they taste delicious. I would way rather have a diet with carbs than not, but if keto works for you, fantastic. Fat is 9 calories per gram. Now, I wanna sort of take a second to reiterate. Protein and carbs are 4, fat is 9. Fat is more than double the amount of calories per gram than protein or carbs. And this is why a lot of people, in the early 90s, they had that low fat craze. They had those Snackwell cookies that were really low fat. And basically they were saying that if you had a lower fat diet, then you could eat whatever you want. You could have as many carbs and sugars and whatever as you want as long as you ate lower fat, which again was just another fad. I'm sure we'll see it come around later in the future again. But the idea that eating lower fat was gonna help you lose fat, that's not necessarily true because as you know, even if you're eating a low fat diet, if you're having too many calories, you're not gonna lose fat. And that's where those Snackwell things, people eat an entire pack. Oh, it's okay, it's low fat, it's all right. Doesn't matter if it's lower fat or lower carb, too many calories is too many calories. So fat is 9 calories per gram, which is also why you'll see something like peanut butter, which is very high fat, be so many calories, right? It's because fat is much more calorically dense and means that when you're eating higher fat food, you just have to be aware of how much you're actually eating, much more than you might have with proteins or carbs. Alcohol is 7 calories per gram. And it's important to understand this because it's not the usual macronutrient. The reason we don't really see alcohol paired with the other macronutrients is because it's not essential. You don't need it to live. But when you're calculating your calories and you're looking online for how many calories are in a certain drink, it's important to understand that you have 7 calories per gram in alcohol. This is where we get the basic foundation for how many calories each macronutrient has. And now we're gonna erase all of this and go into how to calculate how many macronutrients you need for fat loss. 150 pound. Hypocrite. All right, so we're gonna show you exactly how to calculate your macros right now. Keep in mind, if you are not a math person, you are very quickly gonna understand why I prefer just doing your calories and your protein, because this can be a little bit confusing. That being said, get your calculator out, do this with me. The only way to learn is by practicing. And trust me, the first time I started doing this, I was really overwhelmed. I was like, what the hell? The more you do it, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. That being said, if all you wanna do is track your calories and protein, go to the video in the description, how to calculate your calories for fat loss, and just watch that video and do that, because it's really all you need. But if you wanna understand macros, this is how you do it. For the sake of example, we're using a 150-pound hippogriff. Doesn't matter if it's a male hippogriff or a female hippogriff. Doesn't matter if it's really a hippogriff or a werewolf or a house elf or whatever. For this example, we're gonna use a 150-pound hippogriff. As you saw in the how to track your calories video, I like using your goal body weight. If you have questions about why I'm using goal body weight, how do you come up with a goal body weight, go watch that video. I explain it in detail. So don't put that question in the comment section. Go watch that video, the link is in the description. Let's say we have this nice looking 150-pound hippogriff, wants to lose some weight. The goal body weight's 130 pounds. To get the total number of calories, first and foremost, you take the goal body weight, which in this example is 130, you multiply it by 12. We already did the math for you. 130 times 12 is 1560. So the total number of calories this hippogriff would be eating every day is 1560. The next number we get is the protein. In order to get the protein, we take the goal body weight, which is 130, we multiply it by 1, and now we've got 130 grams of protein every day. If you do that, if you multiply 130 times 4, we get 520. Why would you do that? Because as we know from before, protein has 4 calories per gram. So you multiply 130 times 4 to get the total number of calories from protein per day. For fat, in order to get your fat intake, this is just, we're gonna multiply 0.25 by the total number of calories. Now, a lot of people are gonna go, well, why 0.25? It's a different discussion for a different day. Generally speaking, if you're not on a ketogenic diet, if you're including carbohydrates, anywhere between 0.2 to 0.3 is totally fine. So I went right in the middle, 0.25. So you multiply 0.25 times 1560, you get 390, okay? So 0.25 times 1560, you do this on your calculator right now, you get 390. From 390, you divide that by 9, because there are 9 calories per gram when you're talking about fat. Divide 390 by 9 and you get 43.3. Okay, now I put the exact decimal here because I wanted to be congruent and keep everything consistent. I know people are gonna be like, well, what if it's, do you round up? Do you round down? Big breath, relax. Personally, I would round that up to 40, just to 44 grams. I just round that up. If it was less than 3, if it was 2, I would round it down to 43. Not that big of a deal though, as long as your total calories are in check. That's the most important. Okay, just remember that calories are number 1. Don't let the minutia here screw you up. To get your carbs, this is where a lot of people get really confused. So I'm gonna go over this a couple times. You get your carbs by getting the remainder of your calories. Here's what we do. We have 520 calories from protein and we have 390 calories from fat. If you add these up, I'm gonna do it with you. 520 plus 390 equals 910. So when you have 910 calories remaining, you're going to subtract 910 from your total calories, okay? Because you have 910 between these two and you need to find the remainder of your calories for carbs. So then you do 1560 minus 910, 650. You have 650 calories of carbs. So how do you find that number? You divide it by 4, because as we said, there are 4 calories per gram of carbs in the same way there is 4 calories per grams of protein. So 650 divided by 4, 162 and a half. So you have 162 and a half. And again, it doesn't matter if you round up to 163 or go down to 162, as long as your total calories are in check. That is the most important, is your total calories, and make sure your total protein. From here, you can sort of manipulate these. Let's say, for example, that you prefer a higher carb diet. Then you could eat fewer fats and have more carbs, as long as these are in check. Let's say you prefer a higher fat diet. Then you can eat more fat and have fewer carbs, as long as your calories are in check. And this is where it's cool to start tracking your macros, because now you can start seeing what percentage of what is coming from where. You can start being like, well, you know what? Like, I had more carbs on this day and I felt really good. I'm gonna try having a higher carb diet while keeping my calories in check. Or you could see, you know what? Like, I had more carbs, I was a little bit more lethargic, I didn't feel that good. I'm gonna try having a higher fat diet. Either way, as long as your calories are in check, and as long as your protein is in check, you're good. And if you want to double check this, just to make sure everything is in place, what you can do is you can just add up the calories from each one. So if you add up 650, do this on your calculator right now. If you add 650 plus 390 plus 520, you will get 1560. And that's how you know your macronutrients are correct, because all the total calories of it add up to that one number of the daily calorie intake that you need. So if we're looking at the total calories and macros for this particular hippogriff, we've got 1560 total calories, 130 grams of protein, 43.3 grams of fat, and 162.5 grams of carbs. Now, I just want to reiterate, again, personally, I only track calories and protein. It's really all you need. But if you want to get more specific, if you want to track more numbers, if you like being a numbers person, if you just want to get a better idea of how much you're eating of what, then you can dive more into the macronutrients and get a better idea of it. If you wanted to try something like carb cycling, I have a video on carb cycling. I'm going to put the link in the description so you can better understand how you might cycle between higher carb and lower carb intakes if that's something you're interested in. All this is doing is giving you more knowledge, more tools in the toolbox. I don't want you to get confused. I don't want you to let this disrupt you. I don't want it to let you keep you from just taking action on the one thing you need to do, okay? The one thing you need to focus on is your calories. After your calories, your protein. If this is too many numbers for you, if this hippogriff formula is just way too much, fuck it, don't do it. Go to the link in the description, follow how to track your calories for fat loss. That's all you need. But if you want a little bit more, just a little bit more in depth, have more numbers to work with, get a better idea of overall what your nutrition looks like, give this a shot. Watch the video over again. Go back, listen to me discuss how I got the calories, how I got the protein, how I got the fats, how I got the carbs. Do it with me on your calculator. Do it over and over again, because as you practice it, you'll get better at it. I hope you like this video. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you don't already. Make sure you hit the bell. There's a tiny bell. Click that so you get notified when the next video comes out. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon.